What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Smackdown review. We started off with a recap of the Charlotte Flair-Ronda Rousey match at Survivor Series. Then Charlotte Flair comes out. She says she's proud of giving Ronda Rousey a beating, and she is not sorry about it. She said she did it for all the girls in the locker room and for the champ, Becky Lynch. Paige then comes out. She chastises Charlotte Flair of hitting 5 referees and then fines her $100,000. Then we have the Australian Bella Twins coming out. They run down Charlotte Flair. After a verbal back and forth, we have our first match, Charlotte Flair versus Billie Kay. Honestly, I had to put this match on mute between Billie Kay screaming as much as she did. It's like nails on a chalkboard. This really wasn't much of a match. It was really quick. Charlotte Flair put the beat down on Billie Kay, hit her with a natural selection, and pinned her. After the match, Charlotte Flair gets on the microphone and calls out Peyton Royce, which is our next match. This one was actually pretty more of a match than the first one. There was a good bit of back and forth, but as in the previous match, there was some interference. Billie Kay got into the ring, hit Charlotte Flair, causing a disqualification. The Iconics start to beat down on Charlotte Flair. She comes back, starts beating down on the Iconics, throwing them around and smashing their heads on the table. And Charlotte Flair gets on the announcer's table and stands tall for the end of the segment. We then have Miz TV. The Miz introduces Shane McMahon. He comes out and he immediately starts sucking up to him about their match at Survivor Series and then proposes that Shane McMahon and him form a tag team. Shane tries to tell him no, but apparently the Miz already had an impromptu tag team match set up with a bunch of jobbers. This really wasn't much of a match. The Miz was showboating a lot and got himself rolled up by one of the jobbers and loses the match. We then have the New Day dressed up as pilgrims. Xavier Woods sporting 6-1 on the chest of his shirt. This is in reference to the record of the Survivor Series, where SmackDown won the kickoff show match. This all leads up into the Thanksgiving feast fight. Honestly, I am not a big fan when it comes to all these gimmick matches. Thanksgiving street fight, Halloween chicken street fight, or smashing someone in the head with a pumpkin fight, I don't get into that all that much. As a match, though, this one was actually pretty decent. Once you add the gimmick factor into it, and I was actually surprised that it took as long as they did to involve the food into the match, it became meh. And this here is why I'm saying that. Big E knocked out Sheamus with a turkey. What? Yeah, that happened. We then have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Asuka and Naomi. This was an okay match. Rose and Deville couldn't get onto the same page, and Asuka got Sonya Deville into the Asuka lock for the win. We then have Daniel Bryan coming out, and he's talking about himself in the third person as he tries to explain what he did in the past couple of weeks. After a bunch of babbling and making absolutely no sense, he gets to the point of the matter that the Yes Movement is dead, which I guess means he's going to have to change the side plates on his title because that's what they say. Yes, yes, yes. We then come to our main event, Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. This is actually a pretty decent match. Randy Orton spends most of his time trying to get the mask off of Rey Mysterio. Tom Phillips points out that Rey Mysterio wears this mask to hide his anonymity, which is kind of stupid because I guess the WWE and Tom Phillips forgot that once he had absolutely no mask on at one point in time. So we kind of know what he looks like. There was a good bit of action, a good bit of back and forth. I really liked this one. It ended with Randy Orton hitting the RKO, getting the pin. After the match, Randy Orton grabs a chair, puts it around Rey Mysterio's neck, and throws him into a ring post. He then takes the mask of Rey Mysterio and stands tall holding the mask in the air. And with this, we end tonight's SmackDown. This was an okay SmackDown. It was kind of weak at the start, but kind of picked up towards the end. It'll be interesting to see how everything falls into the next pay-per-view, TLC. But that'll do it for this episode of SmackDown Review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's SmackDown or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.